Hey, boys and girls.
GrandMommy, can you tell GrandMommy, what is Piggly, Wiggly, and Squiggly's adventure today?
For today, well, you know it is Piggly, Wiggly, and Squiggly's 6th birthday today. How about that?
Yay! Happy birthday!
So, Mommy Piggy woke up and she said, "Oh, I've got to fix Piggly, Wiggly, and Squiggly the bestest breakfast of ever. So she got out the bacon and she fried the bacon and she scrambled the eggs and she made some toast, and then she got out some strawberries and she sliced some strawberries and put them on the plate, and oh, it looked so good. And the smell wafted up to the second floor where the boys' bedrooms was, and Squiggly woke up and he goes, meow, 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 meow. Ooh, what is that I smell? It smells so good. It smells like bacon. Hey, Piggly, Wiggly, wake up, wake up, wake up. And so they all woke up and they got dressed and they ran down the stairs and they said, "Oh, Mommy, why are you fixing such a beautiful breakfast?" And Mama Pig says, "Well, don't you remember today is your birthday?" And they go, "Oh, we forgot. Oh my gosh. She said, "Okay, let's eat your breakfast and you can go outside and play. But when I call you, you better come back inside right away. So don't go real far so you don't hear my voice." Well, what's going to happen? Well, when I call you, you're going to have to get into the bath and you're going to have a nice bath and then you're going to get all dressed up and your birthday party starts at 2 o'clock. Okay. Wow, can you do? Who's coming? She says, "I can't tell you that. It's a secret. But I've already invited some people." "Oh, goody. We'll be right back. We're going to stay just where we can hear the bell." And she says, "Okay, when I yell and ring that bell, you better come a-tootin'." Okay, so they go off and they play, and they went to the swimming hole and nobody was around, and they went down the lane to the strawberry field and Farmer Brown was down there and he said, "Hi boys, I hear it's your birthday today." Yeah, and we were hoping to find the little boys and girls to play with, all of our friends, but we don't find them. I don't know where they are." And Farmer Brown says, "Ha ha ha, well, keep looking, boys." Secretly, Farmer Brown knew where they were because he saw them in town. He had to go into the feed store to get some horse feed and some chicken feed, and he saw all the boys and girls and their mamas in town. And you know what they were doing? They were buying birthday presents. Well, Piggly, Wiggly, and Squiggly, they had, of course, no idea that the children were in town, and they went down to the lake. There was nobody at the lake. They went over to their tree house fort on the ground that they were building. Nobody was there. And they go, "What are we going to do?" And Wiggly says, "I don't know, but it's no fun without our friends." And Squiggly said, I wonder what they're going to do. Now Squiggly, you remember, Squiggly's the smartest. And one day he saw Farmer Brown say, "Well, I don't know, boys." And Squiggly thought, that must be something very important when somebody does that. So I think, because I'm the smartest of the 3 pigs, I'm going to go like that every time I say something. Well, maybe every time I say something. I'll decide at the time. Well, anyway, they go back to their house, and Mommy Piggy says, "Don't you come in. No, 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 no. I'm making a surprise. Don't you come in." And so they go, we don't got nothing to do. What are we going to do today? And Piggly Wiggly said, "Well, I guess, I don't know what we're going to do. What do you think we should do?" Well, the only thing you can do when you got 3 little pigs and no other children to play with is to play hide and go seek. Right? I think that's a pretty good idea. Well, Piggly thought it was a pretty good idea, and Wiggly thought it was a pretty good idea, and Squiggly says, "I think that might be a good idea." So they all go, "Phew, Wiggly, you're it." And Wiggly says, "I don't want to be it because I can't remember how to count sometimes." Well, go off on the tree and go hide your head. Okay, Wiggly goes over to the tree and he goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 11, 10. Here I come. Boy, Piggly and Squiggly just barely had time to run and hide somewhere. But they did pretty good. Now, Piggly, he hid under the great big mulberry bush that was beside the house. Mulberry bushes are so pretty and they're so big, and they grow mulberries, and yum, 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 yum. They're like little teeny tiny grapes or like little teeny tiny raspberries, and they are so good. Well, then Squiggly, he decides, Piggly will never find me in the fort. So he goes in the fort. Well, Piggly goes, okay, don't know where they are, and he's looking around, and he's looking around, and he's looking around, and he sees some footsteps on the ground.
Ooh. What?
And he follows the footsteps, and then the footsteps go in a circle, and Wiggly says, "What in the world is this?" And he goes around, and he goes around, and where does he end up at? He ends up at the fort, and he goes, that's a little further away than what we were supposed to go and hide, but the footprints led there, so I'm gonna open up the door and see who's in there. And that's what he did. He went to the door and he opened it up real quick and he said, "Surprise!" And he looked around and there was nobody in there. The footprints went there. There was nobody in there. And he hears a little rustle, 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 the leaves and everything. And he tiptoes out the door and down the side of the fort, and he turns and he says, "Ha-ha, gotcha!" And it was Squiggly. Squiggly had ran out of the fort because he kind of figured, if I stay in here, I really will be it, and maybe I can hide behind the fort and then run if Wiggly comes. Well, he didn't get a chance to run. He got caught. So,
because he didn't eat him.
So Wiggly says, "Okay, you go back to the house. I gotta go find Piggly." So off he goes. Piggly, 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 Piggly. Well, here comes. He gets up to the yard and he looks around and he looks underneath the palm tree. And that's pretty easy to do because palm tree don't start getting their palm fronds until they get pretty doggone tall. So there was no way that Piggly could have hid behind the palm tree because palm trees are too little. Well, let's see, where else could Piggly be? Well, he could be behind the oak tree. okay, let's go. And he went around the oak tree and he went in a complete circle and there was no Piggly anywhere around. Well, he looked underneath the steps of the porch. He looked high up in the tree that they used to like to climb. He just was looking all over the place. He even looked under Mama Piggly's car because he thought, hey, I bet you that Wiggly could squeeze underneath that car. He's kind of fat, but I bet he could squeeze underneath that car. Nope. Piggly wasn't there either. And Wiggly says, oh my gracious sakes, it's going to take me forever to find Piggly. So he goes up and he sits down on the front porch step and he goes, I wonder where my brother is. What was that? I think I heard somebody laughing. Oh my gracious sakes alive. I bet he's thinking this to himself now. He says, I bet it's Piggly hiding in the mulberry bush. But which part of the mulberry bush? If I look over there and he's over here, he could run away and hide again. Let me see. I think I'll just very casually whistle a tune and walk around the mulberry bush and see if I can see some footprints. It worked with Squiggly. I worked the footprints with Squiggly. So, now boys and girls, GrandMommy can no longer whistle, but I used to whistle good. Oh, thank you. Our little child in the audience is going to whistle for me. So little Wiggly went hoo hoo hoo, hoo hoo hoo, hoo hoo hoo, hoo hoo hoo, all around the mulberry bush. And he goes, I think I know where Squiggly is. So with that, he walks up to the mulberry bush and he goes with the leaves, shwish! And there sat Piggly. Okay, Squiggly's it. Well, about that time, because this game took so long, Mama Piggly comes in and she says, okay, boys, it's time to come in and get a nice clean bath because it's time for your birthday party. So they went and got a clean bath, and my camera crew tells me that this may have to be continued till the next time. What do you think, boys and girls? Because there's a whole other chapter. I know. I hear that sigh of either relief or upsetness, but a camera crew says it's time to go, so we will find out what happened to Piggly and Wiggly's birthday on Wednesday, about the same time, maybe. And so boys and girls, bye. See you next time.
Bye.